What is going on, internet? My name is Lou and I make Linux videos and I put them on the internet. Tonight's video is covering animation speeds in elementary OS Luna. So admittedly, the animation speeds that are pre-configured with elementary are probably perfect for 99% of people. However, I do fall into that 1% of people that like things to open instantly, close instantly. One of the things I love about XFCE and OpenBox is how quickly menus open and applications launch, and it's just amazing. Now, I've got a pretty decent setup in terms of hardware. I've got an octa-core i7. I have 16 gigs of RAM. The operating system is running off of an SSD hard drive. So, I've got some pretty decent power behind everything. However, one of the things that controls how quickly things appear to open and close, and in terms of menus opening and closing as well, that controls all that is the animation speeds. Now, again, for 99% of people, the speeds that are set in elementary are probably perfect. However, I want to speed those up. So how do we do that? Well, we need to install a package first. Now, dconf editor, if you don't already have it installed, you can install it very, very simply, and I will show you guys how. Let's bring you guys in here for a closer look. Now, this video is in full HD, so by all means watch it in HD so that you can see what I'm typing in the terminal, but I'll zoom in here a little bit. And you install dconf editor by executing sudo apt-get install dconf tools. Supply your password. Now, I already have it installed, so there's really nothing to do there. Now, once you have dconf editor installed, you can come over here to org, Pantheon, desktop, and then we've got Gala. So there's some things that you can kind of tweak within dconf editor. However, what it doesn't let you change is animation speeds. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Now, I'm going to show you two different ways. I put a bash script together that is going to automate this process for you automatically. So I'll show you how to use this bash script at the end of the video, but I will be putting a link to download it in the video description below. So we'll get to that at the end. I'm going to show you guys who really like to kind of geek out in the terminal a little bit how to do this all manually. Now, when you install dconf tools, one of the dependencies should be G settings. Okay, so we're going to use G settings here for what we need to do. So let's open up our terminal and type in G settings. Now, as you can see, it's going to list out some commands. What we're interested is in the one, it should be the second command down right under help, list schemas. This is going to list all the categories, if you will, for the different tweaks that we can make to the system. And we're going to list it out. So we do that by G settings, list, and schemas. Here's all the different categories. Again, that's probably one of the easiest ways to understand what these schemas are. Categories of settings. Now, we want to really dive down deep and find the animation setting. Okay, so you can scroll through the terminal if you want to. That can get a little bit daunting. One of the things I like to do, and you can use this in many other applications for different things that you're doing within Linux, you can output this particular information to a text file, and you can search for what you need to search for within a text editor. It just makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So we bring up our last command by hitting the up arrow on our keyboard, and what we're going to do is we're going to pipe this out to a text file. We can call it whatever you want. I'll call it schemas.txt. Now, if we go into our home folder now, we are going to have a file called schemas.txt. So here we go. Now you can hit the magnifying glass or Control F on your keyboard, and we're going to look for animations. And it brings us down here to line 103. This is the category we're looking for. org.pantheon.desktop.gala.animations. Let's copy that. We're going to come back over to our terminal here. And what we want to do now is we want to use another setting within G settings to give us a little bit more information about all of the key values within this particular category. So the way we do that is G settings. We're going to do list keys and then the name of the schema itself, and we're going to hit enter. So in the animations category, we have close duration, enable animations, menu duration, minimize duration, open duration, snap duration, and workspace switch duration. Now, if you want to see what these default values are, we can do that by typing G settings. We're going to list recursively and then the name of the schema. So this shows us that the close duration is set to 300, so on and so forth. Menu, minimize, open, snap, all that good stuff. So if you want to change one of these, okay, you're going to do it by executing G settings and the command set, the name of the schema, space, and then the option you would like to change. In this case, we'll change close dash duration space. Let's change it to 100. We're going to hit enter. Now, if we bring back up by using the up arrow on our keyboard, the default values after our adjustment, we're going to see that close duration changed from the original 300 setting to the 100 setting. Now, if you want to revert one particular option that you changed back, you can do that by G settings, and we want to reset the name of the schema and then close duration, and then we're going to hit enter. That's just going to change that one key value. So let's bring up the default key values again, and we see that close duration changed from 100 to 300. Okay, now I showed you how to make an adjustment in terms of setting a value and then resetting. Now, say for instance you messed around with all these and you want to reset all of them. That's easy to do. You just type in G settings. You're going to do reset recursively and then the name of the schema. That's going to change all of the key values within that schema back to the original settings. And if we list them out again with list recursively, we see that everything's changed. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys. So that's how you do it manually. I'll show you guys how my bash script works. For those of you who don't want to mess around with all that and you want something very, very simple, I'm going to have this particular bash script set up in a zip file. You'll just extract it out of the zip file. All right, and then I'll bring you guys in a little bit closer so you can see here. You're going to do a chmod plus x and then the name of my script. And then to execute the script, all we're going to do, now I want you to take note of these default values, okay, for all the animations. To execute it, period, / the name of my script, hit enter. That's it, the script's been run. Now let's bring up the current values with list recursively of the animations. And we see that they've all now been changed. So I set close duration to 150. I set menu duration down to 100. Minimize duration down to 100. Open duration to 150. And snap duration I left the same. And workspace switch I left the same. So now, if we open something, as you can see, it opens really, really quickly. Even the right-click contextual menu, it's just instant. Everything here is just instant. Let's open up LibreOffice. Again, this has to do with the hardware I'm running on it, but you saw the menu, or you saw the animation speeds and how everything looked prior. But now, I mean, everything is just ridiculously fast. This is just how I like it. I love everything. I just love the instant gratification I get from really quick animations. But this makes everything just the speed that I really, really like. So once again, I will put the download, the zip file to download this particular script. I'll put the link in the video description below. That's how you guys can mess around with G settings in the terminal to change a lot of the different values for the given desktop environment. In this case, it's of course Pantheon. So one of the nice thing that you can do, and I'll show you guys this real quick. If we do G settings, list recursively, and we don't specify any particular schema, and we're going to output this to a text file, and I'll just call it values.txt. If we come over here now, we see we have a values.txt file here in our home folder. These are all the different settings for the system laid out for you. So it's all the different schemas plus their key values. So if you, it's just, for me, I prefer to read it. You know, as you can see here, you almost have 1,200 lines. I prefer to read it in a text editor. And if I want to search for something specifically, now you can search using a text editor. So there's, again, this is Linux. I'm sure some of you have a different method to accomplish what I just did, and that's fine. This is the way I did it. Hopefully you find this video helpful. If so, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, as you can tell, I put videos up frequently. I try to do a lot of tutorials, and I try to explain things step by step in a way that even someone new to Linux can understand. So, you know, subscribe to my channel. I have regular content coming, and you'll see a lot more elementary OS tutorials. However, I do branch out and give you some basic general Linux tutorials as well. So hopefully you guys like this. If you were successful in this method, leave a comment below. Let me know how you like the increased speed of elementary OS. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate the support. And until next time, we will see you guys.